Bradley, thank you for taking the time to speak with me. I've been excited for this conversation for a while, and one place I always love to start is what were some of the stories and scripts that you grew up with that kind of carved out the person that you were growing up?
Stories and scripts, buddy. There's so many of them. Like if you grab my book, by the way, it's filled with them.
Mm.
But I would say again, 6 years old, I learned to be real because I was alienated because I basically lied to everybody.
Mhm.
Realized the power of the truth. Realized the power of being real. Learn the value in selling at a very early age because I went out and got a ridiculously hard, laborious job in the mountains
Yeah.
and learned that, making more money with less work is smarter than the opposite. So a lot of things really carved me as a human being. I mean, good experiences, bad experiences. There's too many of them, brother. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Yeah, see, you're just getting started, dog. In 10 years, you'll have so many more than you do today. So by the time you're my age, someone's going to ask you what stories, kind of created who you are. And you'll have a few in mind, but brother, you're going to say a million of them.
Yeah. I started this podcast about 3 years ago, so I'm like a beginner, but also feel like I've been doing it for such a while. And you grew up, like you said, you changed your perspective on telling the truth when you're about 6 years old. You used to tell people your dad like owned Disneyland because you felt so alienated. But what was it when you moved that really made you want to start telling the truth?
Well, I didn't want to be hated and alienated again.
Mm. Growing up, you were seen but not heard. Do you think that that was a positive impact on your life? Like, do you feel that that's a good way of parenting?
Dude, number one, it seems like you've read the book. Did you read the book? Oh,
I do my research. I definitely do my research.
I got you. So also, I could call a guy upstairs named Chase to come down here and set on this podcast right now, and you will be looking at what you're going to look like in probably maybe 15 years, maybe
Really?
12 years.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm like, dude, you look like freaking exactly like Chase, but younger. Like, dude, that's a freaking trip. But anyway, back to your questions.
Yeah.
Ask it again.
Yeah. Do you think that growing up being seen but not heard was an effective way of parenting? And do you feel that that's a good way of parenting?
No, it was not a good way to parent at all.
Mm.
It was a selfish way to parent. Children should be seen and not heard. In other words, keep your mouth shut and stay quiet and just observe. That's a pretty good thing to teach them because that's a valuable skill to be able to do that. But where they lacked the communication my way was the problem or the poor parenting. Like I believe parents are there to, guide and raise the child to understand the basics and make sure that they don't obviously get hurt. But more importantly, that they're guided. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to let a kid do whatever they want, think whatever they want. And again, I mean, they didn't for me, and I turned out okay. And I know a lot of people that didn't get that either, and they're fine. And nowadays, it seems like you can't guide anybody anymore. The kid thinks it's a cat, and you got to say, "Oh, okay, you're a kitty cat. I'll start getting you a litter box instead of making you go in the toilet or getting you some mental help because you think you're a cat. Like you're not a cat." See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
So it's different now. It's different.
yeah. What do you think has changed to make it so different now? I mean, social media has obviously played a massive role, but like,
What changed is, being politically correct all the time. Somehow, some way, people got into the system that demanded that everything become politically correct, and that was an attempt to make everybody, I think, nicer. Which I agree with. Hey, everyone can be nicer. But at the end of the day, at some point in time, it gets to cross the line of stupidity. So what's changed is somebody got into the system and moved the line of stupidity, like way down there, and like it makes no sense why, like it's even reality. It blows my mind actually, but you can't do anything about it, bro. So we just move along. We just keep plugging.
yeah. At 16, you left high school. And as you say, like that kind of parenting was not healthy, but it did teach you to be a lot on your own, and you learned a lot about yourself, I would assume. I feel
Makes you resourceful. Yeah.
right. Like I learned a lot more when I left school than I did when I was in school. So what were some of those things that you kind of realized when you were being independent at such a young age that kind of helped you? I mean, your career blew up later in your life, but what do you feel really helped you?
Again, I mean, I think being left alone did ultimately help me become very resourceful. And being resourceful is a skill set that most people should acquire.
Mhm.
It allowed me to figure it out for myself, test boundaries. I think it released most of the limitations that a kid has. It released all of those. So now my mindset expanded where other kids, they're still being told, go to school, be quiet, get good grades, sit down, shut up. I was just left alone to figure it out. But that made me create some mistakes too. So, I've obviously paid for some mistakes in life, but we all will. The
You-
question is are you going to pay for them yourself or are you going to let me pay for them? Because like you read that book at 20 years old, dude, you better read it again and again and again and highlight the shit out of those things. Because if you get what I'm saying in that book right now, bro, I just saved you 10 or 15 years of brain damage and trial and error.
Yeah, I say books and mentorship. I hired my first mentor, my first coach when I was 17, invested more money than I had in my bank account. And it changed the way I looked at myself and it changed the way that I showed up for myself. And I say there are no cheat codes in life, but there definitely are shortcuts if you're willing to put in the work, because that's usually when the work starts, which is it's funny that it works that way. You had you're big on getting new information in because beliefs are such a massive role in the way that we take action. And that's really a lot of what this podcast is about. What were some of the things or books that you read early on that kind of reshaped your beliefs on what you thought was true versus what you realized needed to be true?
Well, Think and Grow Rich, everyone always talks about that one.
Hmm.
Laws of Attraction or the Law of Attraction, The Science of Getting Rich,
Hmm.
As a Man Thinketh, The Four Agreements, I think had a huge impact.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of books recently that you read, you go, wow, I didn't even realize this book existed back then, but now
Yeah.
you're starting to discover them. So there's a lot of books, bro. The point of self, or creating knowledge for yourself, which is seeking information. You seek
Hmm.
information because you need to change something that you believe. Because the reason you're not where you want to be is basically because you don't have the right information or you don't have the right relationship. And sometimes it's both. So what you want to do is you want to go out and meet people. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. You want to grow your network. I got enough friends. No, there's no such thing, man. You want to know everybody if you can. And you want a good reputation. You want to be ethical and you want to be fair. And obviously, you do. This is going, and we're going to assume that you're a good person. So at the end of the day, you want a massive network. You want to be, right in the middle of everything, don't you? Well, how do you do that? Well, you got to go out and introduce yourself, build relationships. So you build relationships, right? That's where all the money comes from in the first place. You know that every dollar you'll ever receive is going to be from a relationship.
Absolutely.
So you got to go out there and start like building these relationships. And then, you will eventually, if as long as you focus on your mindset, your skill set, and your habits, you're going to be able to freaking do anything you want, anything, assuming you get to live. See, 20 years old, your problem is you think you have all the time in the world.
I
And see,
don't.
dude, you might not know it, but there could be a crystal ball that says this guy James, young, promising kid, died in a car crash with his buddy who was drunk coming home from a bar. Like you don't ever know, or you weren't even drunk. You were coming home from a self help seminar and somebody smashed you with a truck. Like you never know. So what we do is we need to like pay attention even when you're young, especially when you're young, and you remember, dude, your life is short, and if you really let that sink in, dude, you will be more active than you've ever been, and you'll be right for doing so because it's true. Like I could live longer than you, bro. Most people think, oh, dude, he's 20, he's going to live a lot longer. Well, dude, that's not guaranteed. That's not promised at all. And if you realize that, dude, you'll get up and you'll realize, holy shit, dude, I ain't got much time left. And then you'll accelerate everything. all your experiences and everything that's going to happen to you in life, you're just going to accelerate the positives. Because again, you're 17, you're hiring coaches and mentors. Dude, I didn't do that shit. I still don't do that shit. Like, I'm still skeptical. Like, what the fuck do you know? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, when there's somebody that really knows and they know based on the evidence, obviously look what he did. Okay, so bang, that's who you emulate. That's who you learn from. You learn from the people that have already accomplished what you're trying to do. And most people don't do that. And again, like, that's common sense if you ask me. The fact that you're learning it so young is what's impressive, because it took me probably till about 40 to learn that, maybe even 45.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, man, you're already way ahead, dude. You should be talking on this podcast all by yourself. Why are you interviewing me?
Yeah, well, relationships, right? Like you said, like relationships is, regardless of where you are, relationships are the one thing that, I mean, whether it's business or in life, relationships are really the only thing that matters at the end of the day. I mean, there's so many other things that play a role, but like you said, I don't believe I will last long. My father and uncle both passed away at 37 years old. So growing up, I saw mortality straight in front of my face, and I saw, okay, well, life really isn't forever. And a lot of people in my family passed away young. And so I see that, and I think I need to have some kind of urgency in the beginning of my career. And that's why I started so early. But what were some of the things, or what is something that you wish you knew in the beginning of your career?
To think bigger, not worry about what everybody thought, build my self-worth, read. That's about it. Think bigger, read, not worry about everyone's opinion.
When you say think bigger, that's like the core of this podcast really is. I don't want people to think small. And most of the time we can never imagine what we'd be able to create. Like with Lightspeed VT, I assume that when you began it, you had no idea what it would build into. So how can we think bigger when we don't really have a conceptual idea of what the thing is going to become? Because it's always going to be bigger most of the time.
Well, not in my experience. Like, I thought Lightspeed would be bigger than it is.
Really?
I thought we'd get there way faster, and it'd be way bigger, and it'd be way easier, and it would take way less money, way less effort. And usually I think that's the case. Okay. You need to think big, right? So big, you can't even believe it yourself. Like, you think big. It's never too big. Like, can you make $1 million? Dude, you can make $100 million. You could make $1 billion. You could make $100 billion. People used to think $100 billion, no way. You know how much Elon Musk is worth?
180 billion?
Okay, let's just say. Alexa, what is the net worth of Elon Musk?
Dollars.
Alexa, repeat.
Elon Musk is worth an estimated $204 billion US dollars.
Okay, $204 billion. James, do you understand how much money that is?
No.
Okay, $204 billion. If you only had one of them, just 1 billion. Forget the other 203 of them, just 1 billion. And it was only in a bank account. Like, you didn't touch it, you just put it all in a savings account, and it was generating 3% a year, which you technically could get 5 to 10 to 20% pretty safely on $1 billion. But let's just say you could only get, let's go 5%. You know what 5% of $1 billion is? What do you think 5% of $1 billion is?
Is it 50 million?
$50 million, bro.
Yeah.
If I gave you $50 million a year, you wouldn't be able to spend it all. You might for the first year or two. You might be out there living like a rock star, right? Buying houses, buying watches, buying cars, buying hookers, buying blow, buying whatever it is you freaking youngsters think is cool. Entourage, private jets, all the lifestyle shit. But after 2 or 3 years of me giving you $50 million every freaking year, pretty soon all those things are paid for and you can't spend it. Your money starts stacking up. And you're like, what the hell? That's why you got to be savvy of what to do with money. You got to understand finance. But at the end of the day, that's very rare that you're ever going to make that much money. So $1 billion, he could give you $1 billion, me $1 billion, right? And then he's still got $202 billion left. How much interest do you think he's making on $204 billion? Now, by the way, why do I say all that? Because it's possible. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't realize you could make $204 billion, how do you know? because Elon Musk did. Well, that's Elon Musk. So, like, are you not a miraculous human being like Elon Musk? And if you go, no, well, dude, you got a self-worth problem. That's the problem. We got to fix your mindset. We got to fix your skill set. We got to fix your habits. Elon Musk has an incredible mindset, an incredible skill set, and incredible habits. How do I know? Evidenced by what he's accomplished. So if you had his mindset and his skill set and his habits, brother, you'd probably be worth a couple $100 billion too. Okay, but you don't. Why? You don't even know what he does. Well, I read his book. Dude, you don't know shit about Elon Musk. What he went through, what's formed him, what processes he goes through mentally, silently, that he's never documented. You know, someone says, you know, like I like to say, Elon Musk, again, I love the dude, impressive. However, give me billions of dollars and I'll freaking go to the moon too, like, you know, or Mars or wherever the hell he's going. Because like when you have that much money, like you could literally be a mad scientist. You know, you can literally hire the world's smartest people and spend $30 million a year developing something for 5 years. That when it comes out, boom, dude, it's worth billions because you had the money to do it. You see what I'm saying? So when he sold PayPal, like to me, PayPal was his accomplishment. Mm-hmm. Once he sold PayPal, in my mind, like, boom, now he's got a bunch of money. Now, he could have just blown it all. Correct, but he's not stupid. Elon Musk is not a stupid dude. So he had a bunch of money and he had big ideas and he put all of his money in Tesla and I believe SpaceX. All of it. Who would do that? Not many. Okay, so that's a mindset. He's okay with risk. Okay, he's not too risk averse that he's so scared to do it. Now, he almost went out of business a couple times from what I read. Well, again, all of that is mindset, right? Plus he has his skill set to hire, to fire, to identify, to recognize. That's a skill set. And then he's got his habits. What does he do? He sleeps at the factory, bro. So imagine the work ethic and almost the psychotic episodes he must live through to be Elon Musk. So I say all that to say this, if someone's listening, what makes Elon Musk so much better than you? $204 billion. Okay, that just tells you that it's possible. Okay, like the only thing Elon Musk has on me is $204 billion. Okay, if that's not the truth, well then here's my challenge, Elon, give me 10 billion of your 204 billion, and I'll turn that into more than you have within the next 5 years, and I'll do more good for humanity than electric cars have. I'll just say that. Give me 10 billion. Give me 5 years. I'll save the fucking world too.
Well, like you say, it's if someone was making 50 million a year, they wouldn't even know how to spend it. So why?
Yeah, but give me 10 billion. And by the way, he would still have $194 billion left. It wouldn't make him even blink to give me that. But if he gave me that, we're talking about Elon Musk. Hey, tag his ass. Elon, come on. Here's a challenge, brother. Give me $10 billion and I'll show you someone willing to blow every dime of it to change the world as well. So again, me and you are akin. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like I would have pulled the trigger just like he did. You know, risk doesn't scare me, especially if it's Elon's money. So I'm going to be out there saving the motherfucking world, bro. And what would I do with it? Again, I mean, you know, I've never had a dream of having electric cars, but I think he's got that done right. I would probably say, let's make broccoli taste good. Let's make broccoli taste like chocolate. No, I'm just joking. Saving the world, you know what I would do? What would I do with $10 billion? I'd have to think hard, but I promise you it's going to be helping the youth in some way because the youth is what's going to be the future. And the reason why like the government's gotten so bad is because who we've allowed into it. Well, who we've allowed into it, we're taught and reached way down here. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Like schools, bro. Did you go to public school?
Unfortunately.
See, I mean, like, dude, it's dangerous. There's public schools with metal detectors. There's killings and shit. There's freaking teachers humping children. There's freaking children humping teachers. Like, dude, they're teaching shit in school that's unbelievable. at the grade they're teaching it at. In other words, I understand you got to teach at some point birds and the bees, but in third grade, no, not even close. So at the end of the day, schools are done, right? You got to now seek education elsewhere. Why? Well, because, brother, you're not going to win being educated with the public education system's curriculum, period. Now, again, read, writing, arithmetic, of course, guys, we're not talking about your basic ass math. Yeah, you need to be able to add, subtract, multiply, divide. You probably should be able to have a conversation, understand what words are, get your vernacular built up so you don't sound like a total jackass. Walk around with a certain level of intelligence. But after that, what's the curriculum going to teach you? How to work for me.
Yeah. The school system always confused me because when I left school, I felt like I started school, and that was like leaving, getting into the real world, getting a job, hiring mentors.
That is what you did.
Right. It's learning from what life is actually supposed to teach you. And, I'm learning something about George Washington that will never use in my life. I will never use trigonometry. None of this
Did you
stuff
know
I will
that
ever
George
use.
Washington had wooden teeth?
Wooden teeth. Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, but why should I know that?
Did you know that, though?
Yeah.
You were taught that?
I don't know if I was taught that, but definitely
How
heard
did you know that George Washington had wooden dentures?
To be completely honest, hearing you say it in the previous podcast.
I wonder if it's true. Hey, Alexa, did George Washington have wooden teeth?
Washington wore dentures that were made of a variety of materials, including lead tin, copper and silver alloy, human teeth, and elephant ivory. Over time, Washington's dentures reportedly became stained, which may have inspired the myth that his teeth were made of wood.
It was just a myth.
Ivory, though. Metal.
But a lot of people have heard it, which is why it's a myth.
Right.
And let me tell you something. The point I'm making is I did learn it in school, bro. And let me tell you another thing. I've never used it my entire life. So they're teaching you shit like you need to know about the Battle of Waterloo. Why do I need to worry about the Battle of Waterloo? Why do I need to learn about all this bullshit? Well, again, it's not bad to learn about it. We got till we're 18. Might as well learn something. Yeah, but let's teach them how to build businesses and how to protect their credit and how to leverage relationships and how to create relationships and how to cope and how to freaking introduce ourselves and how to close a deal and how to keep records and structure teams and become a leader and teach us how to be badass, teach us fitness and exercise and mental clarity. Don't teach us chips and Coca-Colas and freaking Twinkies. Like, what are you doing? And by the way, that's another thing. Here's a good lesson to get, down while you're young. Understand that relationships are valuable, right? Real valuable. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you start learning how to nurture relationships and basically evolve those relationships over life, because that's where all the resources come from. Your relationships will be whether you're successful or not. If you don't have resources, you're done, bro. Okay, you need resources. Well, who do you think has resources? People. What people? The people you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anybody right now that you can send over here, pick me up in a limousine and bring me to wherever you are? See what I'm saying? Like, if you had those relationships, you could have, boom, bang, bing. You're able to do things that other people can't do. Why? Because you know things and people that other people don't know. The more connected an individual, the more successful they seem to be. The more successful they are, the more connected they get. The more connected they get, the more successful they are. The more successful they are, the more connected they get.
What do you think?
You see what I'm saying or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
So at young ages, man, you need to go out there and you need to freaking introduce yourself and then figure out systems and processes to nurture and strengthen those relationships, not make them fake. You're not there. Let me cultivate you so I can get something from you one day. Like, you don't do it like that. You realize that, hey, this is a relationship that is now established. I can either now let it fade or I can nurture it. How do you nurture it? For example, let's pretend I wanted to freaking nurture your relationship. Well, I'd say, hey, did I get your cell phone, bro? Hey, call me if you need anything. If any way I can help you, call me. Maybe if you're here, you can be on my podcast. You say, yeah, that'd be great, Brad. I say, okay, cool. Now, text you a week from now. Hey, dude, where'd you say you were from? I'm going to be heading out there. You want to do a fucking collab again? You want to do a podcast? You want to do this? Whatever. Bottom line is that starts from a relationship. Or, like I wouldn't talk to you anymore after this. There you go. Now, 20 years later, dude, that James motherfucker's now the president of the United States. Dude, I wonder if he remembers interviewing me. Damn, I should have stayed in touch. Damn, I should have like not been a dick and was only in it for what he could do for me. Maybe I could have just helped him. Imagine if I'd have helped James this whole time and now he's president. Nope. I'd be sitting there eating cereal, watching TV going, damn, dog, I blew that opportunity. Why? Well, because I didn't understand the value of relationships. So as you meet people, you can identify very quickly whether they're good or bad and worth it. But knowing people both in high places and low places is valuable. So at your age, bro, go out and introduce yourself more often. And the people you know in 20 years won't be probably me. You know, the people you know in 20 years will probably be younger than me. Mm. Now, in 40 years, that's for sure. Like, people ain't listening to 95-year-olds. You know, people say, well, what about Warren Buffett? Yeah, dude, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, there's a handful of freaking oldies out there that people listen to because of their history. Their records say listen to these guys. But they're also willing to trade everything they got to be you right this second with what you have. If you told Warren Buffett, Warren, I'm going to put you in James's situation, but you're going to get another lifetime to live. You think he'd trade everything he has for you?
Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? But you wake up feeling like you're more valuable than Warren Buffett, that your life's worth more than his. You feel like you're freaking wasting time and freaking energy on the dumbest shit, because you might not. You might be like, no, dude, I'm pretty damn productive for a youngster. Okay, well, could you be more productive? Could you accelerate that? Could you fine tune that? Because the answer is, of course you can. So when's enough enough? That's the question. Well, if you're asking me when's enough enough, enough is enough when you determine that's enough. Like, to me, what's enough? $1 billion. I just want $1 billion, and I don't even need to keep it all. I want to make sure that I exit a company that I built for $1 billion, which means I built $1 billion company. And then I want my money, and someone else can have it. And then I will then just be a billionaire, philanthropist, investor / public figure.
What's the significance of $1 billion for you?
Starts with a B. My name does too. I think the B's the new millionaire. You know what I mean? When I was a young kid, I don't want to say low income, but you know, my parents didn't make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were fairly low income. $1 million to me, man, seemed like all the money in the world. Like, dude, a millionaire. Can you imagine being a millionaire? If I were just a millionaire. And let me tell you something. I imagined the life of a billionaire. I just didn't know that $1 million was not what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
I just thought it was because I didn't know. So $1 million, I used to think was all the money in the world. Now you realize it's not that much money. If I gave you $1 million right now and you were smart, you could turn that million into hundreds of millions. And it's not even very hard to do. It would just take time. But I mean, like, you know, 100% guaranteed, you take $1 million, go invest it intelligently. Now you're making let's say $150,000 a year without getting out of bed. Now, as long as you don't exceed that, dude, you're now free for the rest of your life financially. You never have to worry about gas, cars, food, shelter, freaking insurance, dates, you know, anything. You don't have to worry anymore as long as you keep your lifestyle at that or below. Now, what would happen is if you're smart, well, then you would go to work because 150 is not enough, and you'd make another $1 million, and then you'd invest that. So now you got 300,000 coming in. Then you'd invest another $1 million, and then you'd have 450 coming in. Pretty soon you'd have $1 million coming in, and you can't even spend that. Mm-hmm. And your money just keeps pouring in and building and compounding, and you know that's where generational wealth comes from. And then rich kids blow it and piss it away because it wasn't earned, and they don't understand money, and they get spoiled, and they whine and they cry, and they end up broke. And then the family starts over, and then the family has hard times because there's, somebody stupid pissed it away. And then, there's one in the family that breaks the curse and says, fuck this. And I'm that guy in my family. And you get rich. Now, again, my children or their children are going to be the ones that piss all my efforts away. But
Yeah.
that's again, supposedly. These are just statistics, brother. I don't really like to fall in as a statistic. I want to fall in as the control, meaning I'll set the standard. That's what you need to do, bro. Start setting the standard for yourself. Somebody says, hey, man, you're only 20. You should be thinking about, dude, use your brain. Pay attention to what you think. It's probably more right than you believe it is.
You've talked about how there's a navigator and a negotiator. I'm always trying to trust the navigator. I mean, the negotiator is and you don't have that standard for yourself. And I think that's a
dude. I gotta go read my book again.
Yes.
Now, see, here's what's funny. Most people who write a book ghostwrite it.
Yeah.
And when you ghostwrite a book, you're not very familiar with what you wrote. But when you wrote the book, every word of it, like I did that one, I know exactly what you're talking about. But to me, it's the same as the devil and the angel, navigator, negotiator. The navigator tells you where you need to go. The negotiator negotiates you out of it. I know I need to go to the gym, but my negotiator says, dude, you're married. You don't care. She loves you the way you are. Plus, dude, it's uncomfortable. Plus, man, your back kind of hurts. Plus this, plus that, plus that. Yeah, and I'm in, not go. That's the negotiator. The navigator is your intuition. It's the voice in your head that knows where to go and what to do. You're just not listening to it. You're negotiating yourself out of becoming and turning into everything that you actually wish to become. Because most people don't understand this one either. You have to be before you become. You have to be that to become that. The word become, be is first, then come. Become, you have to be first in order to become is true. So most people think they have to, do something in order to be something.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel is the difference between be it before you become it and fake it till you make it? Because I think a lot of people don't believe in the fake it till you make it kind of mindset.
Well, again, I mean, it depends on what you mean by fake it till you make it. Mm-hmm. Because I hear a lot of people say they don't believe in that, especially, coming from me, the real Brad Lea, the one that preaches be authentic and be real.
Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, yes, I do preach be real, be authentic. And that's why I have to say, I faked it till I made it. At the end of the day, it's not fake it till you make it. If you put that kind of negativity on it.
Mm-hmm.
What if you said, be it until you see it? It's the same thing. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. See it until you be it. Be it until you see it. See it and you'll believe it. Like all the shit that you hear, it's all the same shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Fake it till you make it simply means act as if until it happens. And I do agree with that. Now, again, fake it till you make it. No, I'm not saying go out and be a fake fraud dirt ball. Fake. Oh, you're fake. You're faking it. You don't want to fake it. Don't fake. Again, who's putting the meaning of the word to it? Because to me, when I hear fake it till you make it just means, act as if, train your mind on no other options. Like you act like you're rich before you can become rich. Dude, that's true. Okay. So fake it till you make it, I do agree with. I just don't agree with fake it till you make it without ethics. In other words, as long as the fake it till you make it means to you what it means to me, well, then I would say you definitely want to fake it till you make it. Now, if somebody wants to argue that and say, no, it means this and it's some other meaning, well, then I may not agree because, again, you shouldn't be out scamming and stealing and robbing and lying and cheat, period. For any reason, under any circumstance, should you be a piece of shit, okay? Because that's what that is. It's a piece of shit. So you need to be a good person, be kind, be generous, be cool. Like go out and try to help, fine, be good, man. Be a walking angel, an example of an angel. Like you are a good dude. Doesn't mean you can't protect yourself. Doesn't mean you don't freaking smack someone upside the head every once in a while to make a point or prove something. It means that you don't need to. Why? Because, dude, you have no conflict, man. You're rolling around helping people. And obviously you might need to avoid some people, but you see my point? Because I know people listening will be like, well, that's ideological. You can't just expect no one to have any issues. I'm not saying you're not going to have any issues. I'm saying if you're a piece of shit and you're walking around doing, bad crap to people, you're not going to win forever. You're going to eventually regret that you did that. Now, call it karma, call it, God, call it freaking whatever, karmic retribution. I promise you it's not going to work out well. Just like drugs. Dude, I guarantee you there's no way in hell if you get heavily involved in cocaine that you will end up okay. Like cocaine will harm you. There's no way you can participate with or around cocaine and win. And if somebody says, bullshit, I'm doing it. No, give it time. It's temporarily working for you. It's not ever going to work for anybody. Why? Because it's cocaine, bro. You don't fuck with cocaine. You don't do stupid shit. You don't break rules. You don't lie. You don't cheat. You don't steal. You don't get away with it. Okay? You don't get away with it. So remember that. Boy, I'm dropping bombs on this bitch, James.
Wish I was in the studio so I could hit the
button.
button.
And by the way, dude, I don't know if this podcast is even listened to, but if it is, are people listening to the cuss words, or is everyone going to be offended by my foul choice of language?
There is no, they will definitely, your words will definitely be in it fully. There's no bleeping or anything like that on the pod. No.
Well, will they be offended? Do you have a big Christian group?
I wouldn't necessarily say so. My following isn't necessarily Christian, I wouldn't say.
What's your faith? Are you a Christian?
I don't like absolutes.
Well, I can give you an absolute. There's a creator.
For
Absolutely.
Sure. For sure.
You want to know how? You want to know how I know and how you should know, and if this don't convince you that there is one, well, then you're not very logical.
Oh, I believe there is one. Holy.
Okay, so then, if you think there's a creator, bro, well, then there's a higher power, is there not?
Absolutely. When I mean absolute,
well, then you just said I'm not into absolutes.
Absolute.
Then you just said absolutely.
As in absolutes, as in I don't hold on to the belief that, like, of course there's a creator, but do I know if it's Yahshua or whoever it may be? Like,
his name's Yahuwah. Yahuwah. It's not Yahshua. Yahshua was the chosen son of Yahuwah. Yahshua, Yahushua, or Yahshua, all interchangeable, by the way. But Yahushua is just Yahuwah's son. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I do know there's a creator. Why? Well, again, like you, I'm being told this, and it seems like this is the case, but I know there's a creator. How do I know? Because how can something come from nothing? I think, well, how do we come from nothing?
Mm-hmm.
And then the only dilemma to that is, if that's true, and I do believe that it is, well, then who created the creator? And when someone says, well, nobody. He always is and always was and always will be. I know, but what does that mean? Like, he always is and was and will be and all that? Well, then he's always existed and no one created him. So how did he come about? If something can come from nothing, well, where did he come from eventually? And then someone says, well, he's just always been. Yeah, again, easy to explain away, but hard to understand.
When you were on Ryan Pineda's podcast talking about this exact topic, I was so much similar to where you land, because I believe there is a creator. I just don't know fully on. That's why I say absolutes, in the sense of, is it absolutely true what I'm being told by other people? I don't know, because they were told by other people, right?
It's not absolutely true in most cases, bro.
Yeah.
Your intuition is working well, especially in organized religion. Organized religion is a business. They're trying to build more churches and do things. They want your money. They need your money. They want you to tithe. They want you to come to church, put the money in the basket. They want to tell you that his name's Jesus, when, again, if you're picking that denomination or that faith, that wasn't even his name, dude. You're donating money and helping and hanging around people that aren't even telling you the truth. The truth is his name was Yahshua. That's the truth. How come they don't tell you that at your church?
There's a lot of things that could have been changed as the years going on, and so that's
a lot of things were changed and omitted.
Yeah.
And again, who changed them? God's hand didn't come down and miraculously change them. Man changed them. Well, who controls man? Who is man susceptible to? Well, if you believe in the whole creator story, well, he's susceptible to Lucifer, Satan, the devil. Well, maybe the devil made him do it. Maybe there's, well, the devil can't make you do something. Well, I've heard all the stories, but at the end of the day, those books, a man decided to add or delete things and change the meanings of things, which tells me that, it's a good reference. Like the Bible is a great reference guide. I wouldn't say every word means everything because somebody manipulated it. Somebody changed it over the years. So I'd go back to the scripture if I were seeking, and I would look at what does the scripture say. And then you realize, hey, wait a minute, this is the scripture? They go, yeah. So that book was written off of this? They go, yeah. I say, well, then let me ask you a question. How come this says his name all over the place and this one, his name's nowhere? Matter of fact, you just changed his name and gave him a title. Like, what happened to his name? Why wouldn't you just put his name over there? Well, we didn't want anybody to pronounce it wrong and blaspheme. Well, didn't he give us his name as a gift? That's what that scripture says. And we're supposed to call upon it. Well, how are we supposed to call upon it if we don't know what it is? Like, things just don't make sense. Well, then that's because when things don't make sense, bro, there's probably a little bullshit involved. So you are accurate in your estimation.
You've spoken a lot about self belief. You've talked a lot about self-worth, and you increase your self-worth, you'll increase your net worth. But what does that practically look like? Like, when did it change for you when you started to acknowledge yourself a bit more?
Well, I mean, again, just how you treat yourself, the deals you make with yourself, accountability you provide yourself. When you start raising your self-worth, you start to realize that you're worth more than eating shitty. You're worth more than being a drunk. You're worth more than smoking weed and partying all the time. You're worth more than that. You feel good when you're in shape. You look better in shape with clothes and all kinds of things. Like, people treat you differently. Like, everybody should be in shape. Everybody should be rich. Everybody should be comfortable. Now, when people hear me say comfortable, they go, wait a minute. Oh, because again, true, you got to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. But when I say comfortable, I mean like cared for, meaning like my life is wonderful, bro. I am handled. Okay. I don't have needs other than self-inflicted. You know what I mean? Like I have everything I need, everything I want. Great. So what am I doing? Well, again, I can always use more, but at the end of the day, I'm not in a situation that where I need something. A lot of people are. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
They need a better house. They need a better car. They need a better girlfriend. They need a better boyfriend. They need more money. They definitely need more money. They need better health. They need better resources. They need better doctors. They need better teachers. They need better options. They need better resources. They need better everything. Why? Because they're living down here mentally. See, I don't do that to myself. I am waking up every single morning with extreme gratitude, almost as if like it can't get any better. Like, the second I wake up, I get the gift of life, which is more valuable than any possible thing I could do within that lifetime. You see what I'm saying? Like, the fact that I get another day is worth more than $100 million to me. If you said to me, Brad, seriously, you sign your name right here and you're done, you're not waking up tomorrow, and you'll get 100 million. Well, what good is 100 million if I'm not awake? Now, some people say, oh, my family and blah, blah. Stop being stupid. I'm talking about money's worthless compared to waking up. Money's worthless. If I gave you 100 million, you didn't wake up, guess what? You wouldn't have the 100 million because you'd be dead and I wouldn't have to give it to you. So now you're just dead. Like, dude, the fact that you woke up is incredibly valuable. Incredibly valuable. If you think that way, which you should, you shift your perspective to one of opportunity and optimism. You see what I'm saying? And now, because your perspective shifts, your frequency changes. You're like a frequency on a dial. You go from worry and fear and doubt and anxiety and depression and negative vibes to now over here, you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. And now you're around hope and joy and excitement and enthusiasm and freaking, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because you realize how lucky you are to have a rent problem. You're lucky to have to figure out a way to eat today, a way to get out of a situation, a way to earn enough money to go pay rent. And then you're like, again, well, I don't know how. Again, you're in the same bullshit boat. You're down there with doubt and worry and fear and anxiety. And that vibration causes you to vibrate doubt, fear, worrying, and anxiety. And frequencies attract other frequencies. So if you're negative all day long, what are you attracting? Negativity. Okay, so now you're even more negative all day long. And what are you attracting? More negativity. Like, guys, it's not rocket science, man. Open your eyeballs. Pay attention. It's all about, frequencies. And so how do you get your mood up? How do you get more enthusiastic about life? Quit worrying about the stupid shit. So what, you got rent to pay? So what, your car's broke down? So what, you got to go to school? So what, your dad's an alcoholic? So what? You get to live, man. That in and of itself is the most valuable gift. So you already got that when you woke up, and you're ungrateful and you're bummed, you're pissed, you're depressed, you're worried about what? You get to live. You just got the news, brother. Like, that is some great news. And so now that causes your perspective to go, holy shit, I get to work out. I don't have to work out. I get to work out. I get to do this. I get to do that. And then the question becomes, what decisions are you making? Because, you make good decisions, you have a good life. You make bad decisions, you have a bad life. So, again, the 3 pillars you want to focus on: mindset, skill set, habits. If your mindset is good and abundant and unlimited, you know what I'm saying? And you believe in the possibility and your vibration is up here, your skill sets can suck. And you won't go anywhere with a positive mindset. Why? Well, because it's possible to run, positively in the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to do that. You want to, get the mindset, but then you need to figure out, what do I need to be good at? Because you have to be good, man. The best in the world get paid. You ever notice that? Of course. The best in the world, the best actors, the best, politicians, the best of everybody, the best lawyers, the best doctors, the best bakers, the best chefs, the best salespeople, the best people are always the ones paid the most. The best baseball players, best golfers. So now that's a skill set. So what are your skill sets? If you go, well, I don't really have any. Okay, well, there's the problem, dude. There's a pillar to start working on. Well, what do? You get good. You practice. You pick something and get good at it. You make sure that you say, before I judge any of it, I'm going to put 100 hours towards whatever this is. You want to play guitar? Go play it for 100 straight hours and then decide. But 100 hours of playing guitar, believe it or not, you'll be better than 90% of guitar players. Anything is true in that regard. So again, you practice. It's possible that you go get good at anything you want to be good at. It's possible you go get good at freaking rockets, building rockets. You become the best rocket builder in the country. Well, that's not possible. That's your mindset. Now go back and fix that again, because now you're starting to doubt yourself. You're back down here in the negative bullshit. You can't be in the negative bullshit and expect positive things to happen. So boom, mindset, boom. Now skill set. What are the skill sets? Dude, me, selling, closing, persuasion, okay? Fitness, nutrition, marketing, communication. If you understand how to stay healthy, stay fit, stay, clear and capable. Personal branding would be another skill set, but communication, selling, marketing, generating the leads, being able to close them and building a personal brand. If you can do all those, bro, you're guaranteed multimillionaire. The question is, how big can you get? Period. And then that's your skill set. And then there's your habits. You can be really talented and really good at something. You can have a positive mindset, but your habits put you in the ditch. Like, your habits cause you to end up in prison. You had a drinking habit. You drove drunk twice, boom, now you're done. You're screwed. Your life's over. Okay, nope, that's a habit. You have a habit of doing drugs. You have a habit of, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, in other words, your habits will directly determine your future. So you have to have all 3. You can be positive, really talented, and screw up your life because your habits are stupid. Like, dude, focus on your habits as a pillar. Okay, what habits do you have? Break the bad ones and create good ones. And you know what's ironic about that whole formula? The best way to break one is to replace it. In other words, to break a bad habit, you have to come up with a new habit to replace it with. So when you feel like smoking a cigarette, you now drink a gallon of water, and it becomes a habit. So now when I want a cigarette, boom, gallon of water. I want a cigar, boom, push-ups. You replace a bad habit with a good habit. So you now have the 3 pillars you focus on: mindset, skill set, habits. Those, you're unstoppable.
It's simple. It's not easy at the end of the day. And there's one last question I love to ask every guest. As you say, we need new information. But I think a big part of it that a lot of people don't put into perspective is we have to unlearn a lot. So my question to you is, what belief are you currently unlearning?
Well, I'm not really unlearning anything anymore. I've been deprogrammed. I'm awake, not woke, awake. I don't have to deprogram my beliefs anymore. Now I need to seek new information so I can form new beliefs. Because to me, bro, the information allows you to change your beliefs, and the beliefs allow you to change your perspective and your actions. Because the reason you do what you do is because you believe what you believe. So in order to change what you believe, you have to get new information. And like I said, if you said, Brad, I need 2 exact answers as to why I'm not where I want to be, my answers would be, number 1, you don't know the right person or people. The reason you don't have everything you want in life and you're not happy and you're not fulfilled and you're not freaking complete and blah, 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 blah is because you don't know the right people. And by the way, that might include you. Like, that might include yourself. You don't know yourself, and that's the right person to know in this case. So you don't know the right person, or you don't have the right information. That's the only thing stopping you from getting everything you want in life.
Brad, this was awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Of course, all of your links and everything will be in the show notes, but is there anywhere you'd like to direct people?
To take action.
Beautiful.